I want to say hi and welcome back. I want to introduce you to our newest animals. These are brown jumbo Kuturniks quails. We just got them today. They're 2 weeks old. They are a quick growing quail. Roughly 8 weeks they'll be fully grown. Between 6 to 7 weeks they'll start laying eggs. They're a dual purpose, or a meat bird and egg laying. Their eggs are about a third the size of a chicken, but they say that they're almost 3 times the nutritional value of chicken eggs. And pound for pound, they're cheaper to raise. I said quicker. They take 16 to 18 days to hatch, and then 6 to 7 weeks after that they can start laying, and then 8 weeks they are able to be processed. So very fast growing bird. Right now we just got them here in the brooder. We'll move them out here probably in a week to the grow out cage, and then I'll be able to sex them, figure out what males and females we got. We'll want roughly 1 male to 4 females, and then we will start breeding them and see how we do. We bought an incubator because they don't go broody like chickens do, so you actually have to incubate their eggs. Like I said, they were cheap enough. It was a venture. We was like, yeah, let's try it. So, like I said, just want to introduce you, and we'll keep you updated on them and let you know how we like them, if we do like them, if we don't like them, how hard they are to keep, how hard they are to hatch. So just stay tuned with us, and we'll let you know what we find out. Have a good one. Okay, so this is the grow out hutch that I built. Like I said, it's not my design. It's a other YouTuber, Slightly Redneck. And on this side we have a covered area with a dust bath area that they are currently deciding they like to lay in because they don't want to be on the wire. Over here on this side we have the food, the water cups. Right now we still have them on this, trying to transition them and train them how to drink out of the cups. What they do, they peck on that little yellow plastic piece there, and water comes out, and then they drink from there. But I had to put like a little cage around it because they're known to get up on top of the cup, stand on that plastic thing, and drain their whole entire watering system. So we'll hopefully see that this works. And then this here is a feeder. They're bad about wasting food. They like to sling their food. So what we did is took this little shoebox, about Walmart, they call it a shoebox, but drilled some it was 1.5 inch holes in it. You can put feed in there, and they do not sling it everywhere. So far they've all survived. They seem to be doing really well. They're healthy. The only thing I can tell you is that we had them in on the back porch, which is screened in back porch, has a ceiling fan, has airflow, but in their brooder it was horrific. The smell within like 2 days stunk so bad. These are the stinkiest birds I've ever seen, and the reason why it's not, the way I understand it, it's not going to be later on in life. It's just right now because they have a high protein diet. So this food here is 30% protein, and the way I understand it, they use like a fish emulsion. They dry it out and then they put it in the food, so you can imagine once that gets wet, they digest it, how horrible the smell is. So really actually moved them out here 2 days quicker than what I should have, but it was bad, I'm telling you. But now they don't have any smell, but they have a floor that their droppings just go straight to the ground, and we don't have to worry about putting the bedding in there and the bedding getting wet, and wet pine shavings in itself doesn't smell good. And plus their droppings on top of that, it was really bad. Plus they were starting to get poo built up on their feet a little bit, and that just wasn't healthy, and they were laying in it. So I figured the worser of the two things, or least worst of the two things, was just to bring them out here rather than make us suffer with their smell and make them suffer with having to live in their own poo. But we'll keep you updated. Like I said, so far they're easy to take care of. Like I said, the only complaint I had was the smell from their food mix, but they claim that once they get off that food, like I said, they'll just be on a regular layer feed, and then the smell is not near as bad. So I will keep you updated on that also. So have a good one. Alright, so we finally moved the quails from their grow out pen into the breeder cages, egg laying cages, whatever you want to call them. I made these. They're actually 3 different units here, just stacked on top of each other. They're all separate, moved. I actually made an extra one just in case, but here's the watering system. It's just, I know y'all seen it before. It's just a PVC with some these they call them chicken nipples or chicken valves. And they just press those in. They get some water out of them. These are the feeders I came up with. They're just some stuff from Dollar Tree. They're notorious for slinging their feed. So these are here. Just keep their food inside there. They just stick their head in the opening there, and there's an opening here in the cage so they can stick their head through and then into here. What we have here, we have there's 4 females and 1 male in this cage, and they're the browns. The guy that got them to me said that there may have been a different, still Kuturniks, but it's a different type of Kuturniks. I want to say he said they're a feed perhaps. These ones, these are gray, these are brown, but only had enough to do 3 females and 1 male in these. And then down here, these are all the extra males. There's a total of 10 extra males. We're going to keep them till they're at least 10 weeks old, which should be fully grown. And if we need to, we'll take some of these ones out of the bottom. If they're bigger, healthier, stronger, we will possibly replace some of these males up here with one of them, depending on which one's the best one. I built all these cages from some material that my dad had given me. Only thing I had to buy was the watering system, the feeders that I made from some stuff from Dollar Tree. I had to buy some 1x4, 1x3, and then some automotive drip pans that are in the bottom. Actually, that goes all the way across. It's I think 2 foot by 3 foot roughly. That's what I made the cages to match, was that dimension. Like I said, they're modular. They can move around, stack 5 high if you had enough room and you want to climb a ladder. I mean, I probably wouldn't go much more than 5 high, but that's what I came up with, and as of right now, it's working good. Like I said, you just got to make sure that you have a way to cover their food. And another thing, I'd mentioned way back when in the first part of the video that they smelled really bad. Well, now that we got them off of that feed, they do not smell. They have a minute smell, nothing that's repulsive or nothing like that. And like I said, I smell everything, so most people probably wouldn't even smell it. It probably wouldn't even affect them. But like I said, it doesn't smell foul, doesn't, you know, make you want to run back inside or anything. But hopefully they will do good for us. These cages are actually made, I guess I need to explain. These cages are on a slope, the bottom of the cages. And what it does is the slope, it goes down to the front, and what will happen is underneath here, there's a void that goes inside the cage. And what will happen is the eggs will roll down and then roll out and then stop against here. That way we don't have to open the cage, try to get them in or keep them in, and have the chance of them messing all over the eggs. And then what I did is I put a divider here, and my purpose of that is like here I've got grays. Well, if I get, you know, some whites, I got grays over here, so if I get some whites and put here or something like that, I want to be able to keep the eggs separate. Like I said, it really doesn't matter, I guess, if you're just eating eggs, but if you're wanting to raise your own birds, you want the biggest, the best bird that you can have. That way you're not just feeding a little runt, a little scrawny bird, and then, you know, you're eating a scrawny bird for the same price as what you could have eaten a large bird for. But like I said, we'll keep you posted on it. Like I said, as of right now, they're 7 weeks old, so 3 weeks from now I'll be processing the males, some of the males, and I'll let you know how we do that. Several people have told me, you know, just fry it. Other people, you know, you bake it with gravy. You can do it numerous different ways. But like I said, we'll try a couple different ways. We'll let you know which way we prefer. Like I said, everybody has their own opinion on how to cook them, and like I said, I can't say one way or the other because I haven't eaten them yet. But also, over here is another project that I built, which is the Brooder Box. It's actually standing up on its side, and I've got the pan outside that I'm still currently working on. But these legs, they'll lift up, and then I've got a cross piece and a leg on each side. And like I said, this is on its side, so it actually it's on its end, but it'll lay down to where the legs are. And I've got a cross piece that'll hold the legs from flopping inwards on themselves. Also, it's got a double door, and I may end up making it where it can be divided into 2 sections. The reason being is when the quails are small, they have a tendency to not want to get away from the heat. Well, if you put the food in an area and the area isn't big, or the heater isn't big enough to keep the area warm, then the chicks will not come away from the heat. They will literally starve and dehydrate. They'd rather have the heat than food at that point in time in their life. So, like I said, I don't know. This will be for both our chickens and our quails, separate time, of course. But actually, I guess if I divided it into 2, I would be able to do them both. But like I said, that'll be something I have to determine whether or not I want to do. But when I get that up and running, I'll show a picture or video or something like that of it. But like I said, as of right now, this is what we got. Seems to be doing all right. Like I said, at first, these right here, I didn't have these on there. I thought if you put these little trays in there, supposedly it'll just kind of go down with the food and they can't sling it out. But they can sling it out. Not bad, but they can. So I just went ahead and did that number there because we was getting stuff in here, and then we was afraid that they were going to attract more mice than what, you know, we already get whenever they're cutting the field. So if y'all have any questions, just let us know. All right, thank you. God bless.